Hey everybody, this is Cholera, and I'm joined with Ranshin and NuketheStars once again, and this time we're going to be commentating on set 2 of the Group F of the Batoo OSL round of 36, and here we have CreationToss and Magma battling out once again. CreationToss making a rather bad mistake in Game 1, I gotta say, just, losing when most players, I mean, even like a C+ ranked player in Icy Cup, for those of you who play Icy Cup, probably would have been able to be okay there. I mean, he was not supposed to lose there. I guess he just got a little bit greedy. He wanted to take an economic advantage, and he made a huge mistake. Let Magma get in there and just kill him off when his cannons didn't warp in on time, going for that one cannon. But anyway, we'll see how he does here on Medusa. I am going to favor Magma a little bit though, just because of the sloppy play from Soo. And oh, looks like he's going to go for a 5 pool.
Oh man, I was going to say that saying he played rather badly in the last game is putting it a little bit too generously, but it looks like Magma is going for a 5 pool here. Wow, so Magma wants to end this very, very early. This could be like the fastest 2 games ever, but it looks like Soo is putting down his pylon and he's going out to scout, so he might actually scout this before too much damage is done
Ooh.
to him. He's going to scout the right direction too, so this early rush of Zerglings might not get a whole lot done. I think Soo is going to put down cannons and pretty much pull all of his probes to take care of this.
Yeah, this is going to be very important. It is very good that he's going to scout this for him, and we're going to see those two cannons have to be up very, very quickly. The forge is going to have to be up very soon, and he has to use most of his probes to block against this. But, of course, if he does manage to fight this back, he should be able to take a pretty decent advantage in the game. If his economy doesn't take too much damage according to this. He definitely has scouted this at this point. That lone pylon sitting there waiting for the forge, which is going to come right now, and just going to see the timing. Very important at this point. Very important timing. Soo using that probe, trying to harass as much as he can, and those eggs are morphing as we speak.
Yeah, interesting enough, just to take a look at the path of that Overlord for Magma, I wonder if he was trying to conceal the Overlord or something for a while to, I don't know, prevent the Scouting Probe from getting him to a right position or something like that. I don't know what he was doing with it, or just a mistake. But anyway, he doesn't necessarily know where Soo is, actually. He has not sent out a scouting unit, of course, and so he might actually have to split off a Zergling or two to go for the other base here at the upper right. But looks like he's actually going to chase it the correct way back into Soo's base. Soo looks like he might be abandoning the Forge there. He is going to abandon it, and he's going to put a cannon up inside his mineral lines. That's certainly one option for defending yourself. You do set yourself behind a little bit here, and once Magma sees this, he's going to take down these buildings and then probably switch over his build into a more economic build and try to win it from there. He might try to go for probes right now, but it's not going to work, I think, because the cannon's already up. So this 5 pool has been partially deflected, although of course the forge and the pylon will go down. So I'm not sure exactly who wins in this trade-off between the Terran, the Protoss, and the Zerg. But I gotta say, it is going to be a low econ start here. Although we are going to see the natural expansion going up now, and this could actually reset to a more or less standard game with the Protoss going 1 base and the Zerg, of course, picking up a late 2 base.
Yeah, I thought that Soo handled this very well, putting down that early cannon inside of his base, making sure that the Zerglings can't get any economic damage done. You see that forge is going to go down, and it's going to be a while before he can expand, but Soo is trying his best to keep Magma from expanding as well. So we're going to see a very low econ game here to begin with. It looks like a gateway is under fire here, and I don't see any zealots out to deal with it. That cannon is actually out of range to protect it, so it looks like one of these gateways is going to go down. Here comes a zealot, so that zealot will pick at these Zerglings, but it looks like Magma is committing himself to taking that down. That gateway is gone.
Wow.
So we've seen one gateway now and a replacement coming up.
Yeah, oh man, well, he needed to do some damage there because Soo forced him to put down his second hatchery in a bad position. He was forced to put down third hatchery as well, so he needed that trade-off. This might equalize the game at least a little bit. That we'll see if that 5 pool has some serious, horrendous consequences for Magma at this point. Okay, probe there going down in... Okay, gonna expand right away. Wow, quick Nexus. Right after that, I don't know if that's a quick Nexus, but it's a Nexus. So, and he's going to move out the probe, going to scout Magma in there, going to see what's happening. Just gas going down, more overlords. Probe almost going to go down any second. Third hatchery, mining hatchery, is gonna be ready any minute now. So I'm looking forward to see what kind of builds we're going here. The second gateway is coming up again for CreationToss, and we'll just overall see what kind of builds going here. Cholera, what do you think is viable here?
I think a very viable build here is either a 3-hatch Hydralisk bust here straight out, or a 3-hatch Lurkers. Both are possible once this scouting probe goes down. And the reason why I say it's because there's no forge up right now for Soo. Soo's gonna have to rebuild his forge. And oh, it looks like he tries to morph the lair at the expansion to deny scouting, but Soo actually has done a good job with scouting 2 scouting probes inside of Magma's base. So he is gonna see the lair. He needs to figure out what tech it is, especially in the very dangerous position he's in, because he's not gonna have detection nor anti-air for a while, and he needs to know where to go. Is he going to go Robo first, or is he going to go Stargate first? Most likely at this point, we're going to see probably Lurkers here from the Zerg player Magma, and Magma has many options. You can go for a frontal break, of course, or you could go for the temples in the back there. That is going to be my prediction. He might take it to a longer game, of course, since he has picked up a bit of an economic advantage. And by the way, at the beginning, I gotta say, that was a sloppy positioning from Soo. He just didn't expect Zerglings to get in. He could have put the gateway, I think, to the right of his main base. There's another pylon there, and I think he would have been fine against Zerglings. It wouldn't have gone down. Meanwhile, he might be trying to put some pressure here against Magma. Magma looks like he hasn't built a Hydra's den yet, so he might be just going for that macro build that we've been seeing, the Scourge Lurker build or Scourge Hydra build that we've seen a lot recently.
Yeah, the problem here for Soo is I think that Magma, he has the choice of options now. I mean, he can go whatever he wants, and he can take out that pyramid like you said. He can go for Mutalisk Harass, he can try to break the front. And either way you look at it, I think CreationToss is going to be in big trouble because he just doesn't have enough cannons out here at the front. He has Zealots to defend, but those Zealots are going to go down if Magma decides to go for a lot of Hydralisks. And Zealots are pretty useless against Mutalisks, as you can imagine. And there is the Zerglings being foiled there. It looks like they're not going to take down those many pyramids that are stacked there behind the base. And here comes the Stargates. So he's going to try to get some damage down here before any Scourge are out to deal with it.
Spire coming up for Magma as well. I believe he's taken down his mineral only as well, so gonna try to equalize the economic situation because CreationToss already has his natural mining and going. Spire almost up. We'll see where it goes from here. I think this is Mutalisk, and I think at this point Mutalisk is pretty good. There is a cannon inside the main. Aside from that, the Corsairs are going to be up soon. First Corsair already on the way is going to scout this. Second cannon, and well, 3 cannons inside the main, so apparently he has scouted this. And also Dragoons coming on the way. Robotics facility coming down for Soo. We'll see what happens here. A lot of Zerg eggs being morphed. I assume most of those are Mutalisk and not all of those. And could be a few Scourges as well to foil this Corsair. Corsair is going to scout this right now, just as the Mutalisk pop out. See if he goes straight for the main and ignores that Corsair. More cannons being put down by Soo now inside of his natural. He knows he's not very well defended there. And the Mutalisk going to be coming on the way right now. See what kind of damage they can do. There is a Dragoon as well as 3 cannons and a 4th cannon morphing in inside the main. Okay, Magma's going inside the main where the position is actually much better. It's going to be followed right now. And of course, 2 Corsairs also on the way. Going to force his Mutalisk back. Oh man, a lot of damage in there. And okay, Magma being pushed back for now.
Yeah, I don't know about this tech switch here from Magma. He's going to pick these Zealots off, but, you know, there was definitely time enough there for Soo to put up the necessary cannons and defenses and get some Corsairs out. So these Mutalisks are going to be somewhat ineffective now that Soo has put down tons of cannons in his mineral lines. Yeah, that's a lot of cannons. 2 cannons there and 3 in his main. And now double Stargate. So he's going Sierra Reaver, of course. And you know, Soo's going to need to be really careful with his shuttle. But Magma, of course, needs to switch over to the Hydralisks pretty soon because there's going to be an overwhelming force of Corsairs coming out from Soo. So interesting choice here. Maybe he thought the timing of Soo was off enough that he could have gotten away with a Mutalisk attack. Generally, you don't see Mutalisks off of 3 hatcheries or 4 hatcheries because the timing is just too slow. But maybe he thought because Soo delayed in that expansion and got hurt in the beginning, he could actually pull it off, but he didn't. So this game is, you know, not really in either player's favor now. I would say this game is quite even between them. Looks like we're going to see Magma trying to break the front. He's got some Scourge there to deny the Corsairs, but there's just too many cannons. He's forced to retreat again, and you know, he really, I think, should switch over to mass Hydras at this point. It's probably what he's going to do, Hydras and upgrades, because if he spotted the Reavers, the robotics facility and the Reavers coming, then he'll know that he doesn't want to go for Lurkers right now. He just wants to go mass Hydra and Scourge.
Yeah, I think that Magma is slowly losing his grip on the advantage here. Although he does have quite a bit of Mutalisk out here, I guess he's going to try to fight off the Corsairs with the Mutalisk and throw the Scourge into him. But he sees losing Scourge here. He lands one Scourge, but if enough Corsairs get out here, his army is going to be decimated because Corsairs can rip into Mutalisk if the Mutalisks are not micro properly. But he's still committing to Mutalisk, so it looks like we're going to see him trying to take on these Corsairs with Scourge and Mutalisk. We'll see how this works out for him. It looks like the first shuttle is out with Reavers, and it looks like Soo is going out to try to do some economic damage. But he does know about that pyramid being broken down behind his base, so let's see if he uses his Reavers to defend off against this.
I believe there already has been a tech switch on there. A lot of Hydroisk on the ground and 2 evolution chambers, I'm assuming, for upgrades. So I think actually the tech switch has been made at this point. I'm assuming is not absolutely weird and dumb in that regard. So yeah, these temples are going to be slowly massacred, but I don't think they're all going to be taken down. I think you need lurkers for that point. Otherwise, this will take way too much time to take down those temples. And of course, Soo knows that this is happening, so he's going to be able to plop down cannons or reavers or whatever to defend as soon as those forces run way up on that ramp. So a lot of Hydroisk and Mutalisk out for Magma, and a lot of Corsairs flying around for Soo. He needs to, though, be careful and avoid those Hydroisk pretty well, as he's doing right now. Yeah, Magma trying to go for a little pincer on those Corsairs. Not going to happen. Corsairs far too maneuverable. If they can just fly away and use their high speed and positioning against the Hydroisks, is why you need Scourge against them. There's a lot of gateways now coming down for Soo. What is that, 6, 7 gateways, something like that? So he's going to pump a lot of ground forces as well. So tech changes all around, I'm seeing. Ooh, was another temple also being fired upon. So is he opening his own base up? Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
Don't know what's going on.
I have no idea what he's thinking. I have no idea, man. That was bizarre from Magma. I have no idea, but I do know one thing, that Soo looks kind of like Bugs Bunny. I don't know if you noticed with the bug teeth and everything. He's got a funny look to him. I think he looks kind of cute, but kind of like a Bugs Bunny-ish. Oh my God! And he's actually allowed Magma to get into the back of his base. That is an error once again from Soo. You do not want to fight on 2 fronts against the Zerg player, especially in this narrow area back here where the Zerg really has a lot of maneuverability. Well, not really a lot of maneuverability, but they can really just force their way back here. You can't really put a lot of defenses here other than a Reaver. Although there's so many cannons, though, I don't think Mags will be able to force his way in this soon. But a couple of cannons will have done good there. I don't even know if he knew it was being under attack, actually. I don't know if the pylon actually had sight of that. Probably did, though, so I'm just confused about Soo's play here. By the way, Magma's decent against Protoss. He's over 50% win rate. Soo, on their hand, only has a a 1-to-2 ratio, I think about 33% against Zerg. So, you could really see the quality difference here. He's actually 40% rather against Zerg, but you can see that Soo's not playing the best of games, I think, even though he has managed to survive the early game. Now a big Hydra attack coming from the front. I don't know if it's going to work, though, because there's that one Reaver there. It's going to do a lot of damage to these Hydras.
Wow, this is a huge attack on the front, and there's so many cannons here. Like you said, I don't think this is going to work. Yeah, again, he's slowly losing his advantage, but he is still trying to push here. He's taking out this Forge. With that Reaver there, though, I don't think the Hydras are going to last too long. I think he should try to go in from the back again, maybe with the larger force once those Hydras get upgraded a little bit more with lurkers. So it looks like he's probably going to put those lurkers either in front of the natural expansion. I think that would be the best spot because of the lack of cannons there, and it looks like more gateways going up for Soo. Heavy army from Soo coming out here. And he gets switched away from Corsair Reaver, and he is getting a big force on the ground. He still has a bunch of Corsairs and Reavers going around, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to take out all of these new mining bases from Magma.
Yeah, Hive also up for Magma, so we'll see what kind of tech decision he goes for there. And there is a Reaver on the way right inside this base right now. There is a Sunken Colony there. It's going to push the Reaver. There's Scarab going off and taking out only 2 drones.
Oh,
Drones burrowing there to defend against the Reaver, but a lot of Overlords being taken down by those Corsairs. I think that's the 3rd Overlord there that it took down. That shuttle now with speed upgrade is going to fly around, going to do as much damage as it possibly can. A lot of bases out for Magma, so economic damage is very necessary. Again, Burrow being used very well by Magma, knowing that these... knowing that his Reaver's on the way. Another Reaver, and Burrow not Okay, never mind. Again, very nice Burrow. Overall, this Corsair Reaver effectively being shut down. So Soo did a good job of, getting down. There's a bunch of but so many overlords being lost by Magma, so he has to be very careful. Those overlords not being protected at all. Lost, what, 4 or 5 at this point? So he's not going to have much army to respond to this army coming from Soo. Lurkers, although, are taking down again the own home temple. What, is he inviting Soo into his base or something? I don't get it. What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, I think RanshinDA, he is opening up to make it just easier to defend against Corsair Reaver. That's probably the most likely explanation, I guess. And he's done an amazing job here with the burrow of the drones. I gotta say, this is like a mini Pimpus play here from Magma. He saved a lot of drones' lives using this burrow technique. A lot of players do not get burrow. Most players never get burrow. But against Corsair Reaver, we've been seeing it more and more. For example, effort against stats. I did commentary on, oh, there might be a burrow trap here. Trap! Oh, but it doesn't get it. Very close, but almost getting it, but not getting it. It was definitely a very good effort there. And you know, he almost caught that shell. That would have been brutal. But a lot of Dragoons here now for Soo. He might be overcommitted on Dragoons. He might think that it's an all-lurker army, but it's not an all-lurker army. It is Hydra Ling mainly, and especially on the hive level, we're going to see Crackling. So this is actually not a great army composition here from Soo. Soo also not microing well. I don't know what he's doing. Whoa, he might even lose these Reavers. He loses the Reavers. Oh my God, Soo not picking up the Reavers. Ouch! Someone send Bugs Bunny back to the B team, man. I mean, what was that? He just lost those Reavers completely unnecessarily. Wow.
Yeah, it looks like Bugs has kind of underestimated the army here. You see, he has all Dragoons versus Lurkers and Hydras. Give me a break. This isn't going to work at all. You see, oh, a very large army from Magma coming in here now. With these Hydras here, the Hydras are going to destroy the Dragoons. And once those Lurkers get into place here, it's pretty much over. No storm at all. Wow, this is just build, order, lose, I think, from Soo at this point. And here comes more Lurkers to clean up here. I don't think they'll have too much problems breaking through this all-Dragoon fleet.
There's also a Defiler man ready. Shuttle there flying around. Not going to be able to do anything with that burrow. And those Scourge gonna... Dare I say something? Oh, those Hydras do catch. Oh, the shuttle goes down with the Reavers inside. Oh, man. Spore Colonies do, however, also prevent... Oh, man. And more Scourge flying around. And to add to this, the Defilers are going to be coming out, and with the all-Dragoon army of Soo, those Defilers are going to be awesome. They're going to completely prevent Soo from doing anything. Complete build order fail, as you guys said, and I don't really see a way. I mean, sure, there's a lot of Dragoons out there, plenty of Dragoons, and there's detection for those Lurkers and a few Reavers, but at the moment, another battle now coming in right here. Dragoons are being forced to retreat. A lot of Lurkers and Hunters are moving in right now. Lurkers burrowing, just not quite yet burrowing right now. Dragoons being forced to pin in. A lot of Hydras moving in. Reavers still alive, taking a lot of blue blood as well as red blood. A lot of Hydras do go down. Bunch of the Dragoons as well, but apparently the Dragoons do repel this for now. Hydras now being forced to move back, but those Lurkers still moving there. They're going to be taken down with that observer there. Wow. Okay, Ultravis Cavern also on the way, so we're going to have another tech switch possibly. Ultravis with Defilers would be deadly, I think. Guys, what do you...
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely true, especially because the ground army, if you notice, the upgrades are so much lower for the Pro S player. It's a horrible place to be in. The Hydras are 2-2, and I believe the Dragoons are only, they only have 1 armor, and I think maybe +2 attack just now, but they were at +1 for a long time, mainly because the Forges were down for most of the game. I mean, the Forge at the Natural never survived in the early game, and then the Forge once again got taken down by those Hydralisks. So great play here, denying the expansion, denying the upgrades, and that's a huge part of these late game battles, of course. Lurkers going in here, it's not even going to matter if they get taken down. Lurkers are not good against Dragoons. But, you know, it doesn't really matter because, you know, Ultras are coming out soon, and all Magma needs to do is kill off enough of his army here to prevent it from doing any economic damage, and that'll be it, because even if he loses more forces here in terms of minerals and gas cost, it doesn't matter. He has... you know, he has, what is it, like 6 bases to 2 or 3 from Soo. You know, it really doesn't matter. Now Cracklings and Defiers coming up. Soo desperately trying to put up a new base there at the left, and Scourge just waiting in the way there for the shuttle to fly into them. So just a couple of Dragoons, and you know, I just don't know about this build, man. And this is a really strange Dragoon Reaver build late in the game, and it just seems to be a failed build here. And oh, Plague over everything. Wow.
Wow. Yeah, this is not looking good for Soo at this point. I think that Magma definitely has enough gas to support Ultralists, so I think a ton of Ultralists are going to be out soon, supported by Defilers, and like you said, Ranchin, Dragoons versus Defiler play, not too great. Here comes the Lurkers, I mean not the Lurkers, but the Ultralists, and they're just going to rip right through these plagued Dragoons. It is the walls are closing in on Soo right now. I'd say those Reavers are pretty much his only way of getting back in this game right now. If he can get enough Reavers out to maybe splash enough of these troops from Magma. You see he's trying to break the Sunkens, all of those Sunkens, ton of Sunkens here defending a new expansion from Magma, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Here come the Ultras. Ultras breaking through and more plagued. Man, a lot of plagues all over the place, and Ultralists are just going to completely decimate this army. It's over.
Yeah, I don't know what can happen here. Soo is trying to move up into an expansion of Magma, is trying to do some economic damage, using those insanely damaged Reavers to trying to take down the sunken colonies. That's going to take a long time, and while this is all taking, Magma can simply just come in from the back, and now Crackling's moving in onto the new expansion of Soo, going to take down the one lone Zealot defending it, just going to take out the probe, and then just focus fire on that Nexus, going to completely take it out. Poor Soo, poor CreationToss. I mean, sure, 3 Reavers with 1 health, they're going to do a lot of damage. This hatchery, okay, hatchery is going to go down. This expansion is effectively going to go down, but at this point, so many forces, so much economy going for Magma that I don't think there's anything left here. That Nexus, okay, nice split there of the Zerglings by Magma, which forces that Nexus to go down. Now, these 3 insanely damaged Reavers going to get caught and killed, and at this point, I think that's it. GG coming any sec.
Yeah, that's it for Mr. CreationToss. Mr. Bugs Bunny here, going to get eliminated in the round 36. Notice his units at the end were +1/+1. Yeah, they're still 1-1. Look at those Dragoons. 1-1 Dragoons against 5-2 Ultras. Ouch. That is not where you want to be. And GG, not surprisingly, coming from Soo. So we're going to have Soo being eliminated here, and Magma looking quite strong in both of these games. He is actually going to pose, I think, a formidable threat against the Terminator Terran, as I like to call him, KTF Flash. We'll see you in the next best of 3. See you guys there. Thanks for watching.